Undo your seatbelt by lifting the flap. Keep it done afloat and tight during the...
just want to tomato. I don't touch that. Tomato.
「
It's really nice because they've got like a little esplanade where you can swim.
手じゃない。
I mean, three different sides.
I want to go in and sit down to it.
Starten, Punktschalt.